Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. It's a beautiful day, about 65 degrees in the fall. And boy, we have a great show lined up for you guys today. I can't wait for our guests, and I hope you guys are doing well. It's going to be good, folks. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, but mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show, folks. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. We have two guests on today, folks. First part of the show, I have my buddy back again. Trevor Blanchard is going to be with us, folks. He's with POW Entertainment, and for all you wrestling fans out there, he's going to be have a big show coming up November 2nd at the Melrose Park Civic Center. It's called Wrestle Rage 22, and Trevor Blanchard will be talking about what's going on for you wrestling fans. He'll be on for like the first 15 minutes or so. And he's kind enough to give away two free tickets to POW Entertainment's Wrestle Rage 2022. That's November 2nd at the Melrose Park Civic Center. It's going to be cool. And our second guest, our good friend Deborah, ladies and gentlemen, from Ageless Evolutions, health life coach, holistic healing. She's going to talk about a lot of stuff that's going on with Big Pharma, and also she's Native American, so she's going to be able to tell us about stuff that Native Americans have been using medicine for years, and and our politicians don't want us to know about this Big Pharma stuff. So we have a lot of good stuff happening here today, folks. Right? So enjoy. We're going to have fun. Let's get right to our intro. It's showtime. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hi, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd of October, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's get right to our sponsor, folks. We're talking about our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, Mesa, Arizona. Always taking care of all your neighborhood needs. U-Haul Rentals at all their locations. They're here for your moving needs, personal, business, small loads. They have you covered. Let's not forget to take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program and card cut keys up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit your helpful hub to speak to a certified team member. And they also have a whole bunch of Halloween and holiday displays. Make sure you check out our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. And our brand new sponsor, folks, Eating Healthy and Doing It Right. Well, there's only one way to do that, especially fast food way. Right here, our brand new sponsors. That's right, it's Guzman and Gomez. Fast food made healthy, clean, enjoyable. Check them out. So far, they have locations in Schaumburg, Crystal Lake, Buffalo Grove, and Naperville. Download the GYG app and sign up and get one free burrito, folks. They don't add any preservatives, no artificial flavors or colors, no unacceptable additives. Come out and try their burritos, taco, bowls, salads. They even have burritos replacing the rice for French fries. Keep in mind, they're offering fundraisers and catering. Give them a try. And you got to give them. Give our son Joe, the brand new regional marketing manager, at 224-636-3646. And tell him I want Guzman and Gomez. I heard you on Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Don't forget, GYG, download and get that one free healthy burrito. That's our good friends from Guzman and Gomez. All right, so much stuff to talk about today, and a lot of stuff, like we were saying, It's a crazy, crazy day today. I'm having such fun. We got a busy week coming up. Tomorrow night, folks, me and Jerry Jams will be live at Positano's in Oak Brook with my good friend, the great Lisa P. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's a 7 o'clock hit, folks. Friday, me and Daryl Armenstadt will be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. It's going to be great. And Saturday, Taverna on Division at Melrose Park, me and Double T voted the #1 patio in the suburbs of Chicago. And, of course, they got the place right next door called the Joint Pizza. 2 for the price of 1. You can't beat it. You can either go to the Joint, you can either go to Taverna. They're right next to each other. Go to both. That show is going to be happening this Saturday at 8 o'clock. And then Sunday we leave for the Josie Awards, folks. That's right. Ocean's Pit, again, was nominated for Best Independent Media Platform Show. And Ocean's Rat Pack, my tribute to Frank, Dean, and Sammy, we're also nominated for Best Tribute Act, which we won last year, and Ocean's Pit won in 2022. Just to be nominated, we're so excited and happy. But we will be at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee, this Sunday on the 27th. I'm so excited about that. And then we're going to spend 2 days up in Graceland. I've not been to Graceland in about 20 years. I went once with my old girlfriend, I think right out of high school. And then I took my sister when she graduated high school, and we went out there. And I heard that things have changed, so we're going to have a little tour on the mansion. And we're going with the great Nick and Phyllis Hodges. Of course, Nick, the piano man, which was his birthday yesterday. So another happy birthday to my buddy, St. Nick. Anyway, it's fun. So we're excited about that. Busy week. And then we come back. And on the 30th, we're going to be at Rosario's in Roselle for their Halloween bash. And then the 31st Halloween night, we leave. I'm on my plane, and we're going to Louisiana for the Louisiana Downs Casino and Racetrack. 2 nights there with Ocean's Rat Pack, November 1st and November 2nd. So there's a lot going on. A lot of stuff, folks. And it's good. Let's get one more sponsor, folks. Let's go for our good friends from Let's go right to Airtight Windows for all your windows and siding needs, folks. We need them now. Think of all the money you can save on your heat bill if you don't get those windows cleaned or replaced. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty, quality, and dependability, do it right with Airtight. Serving the Chicagoland area for 35 years, do it right with Airtight Windows. Call Louis Pipes at 708-788-5000 and tell them Tony O sent you, and get those windows and stuff. It's good. Save you some money there, and because that's what we need to do these days, right? Everything is so expensive and it's crazy. I have just put up a new format, 202, so everything is a little different here, folks. So I'm getting used to the new format. We're going to be able to show live video clips. We're going to be able to do a lot more stuff with the show moving forward. But today we just installed it, so we're just getting used to some of the new buttons and new stuff like that. Anyway, we got 2 great guests on today, folks. Double whammy, as we call it. And I'm going to bring up our very first guest. But before we do that, let's see who's watching today. Lilia, how you doing? Carol, Dennis from Lake Geneva, Mel, Lennon Reed, Metropolis, Illinois, in the house. Double T, Emo, Florida, Arizona's in the house. Santa Barbara. There's our good friend Mary Grievous. We'll talk about her soon. Patrice, former Chicago Honey Bear, is watching. Marion, the coach, is in the house. Angela, how are you doing? From Fishers, Indiana. So we got a whole bunch of people watching from a whole bunch of different states. Dan, Zach, go Yankees. Of course, the Yankees will play the Los Angeles Dodgers this Friday. First game, best out of 7. They will be in Los Angeles. And let's hope that the Yankees bring home another World Series ring. Our first guest, ladies and gentlemen, was on before. We don't know each other that well. We met a few times. I've had Trevor Blanchard on the show before. He's a distant cousin of the great Tully Blanchard. Woo! We're talking about the Horseman, of course. And he was on the show talking about his career, but also he's got a big show coming up. POW Entertainment, for all you wrestling fans. POW Entertainment is bringing you Wrestle Rage 22. Wrestle Rage 22. It's going to happen Saturday, November 2nd at the Melrose Park Civic Center. You want to miss it. You're going to love watching some of these great wrestlers, cage matches. They got a lot of stuff. And Trevor was kind enough, if you're interested, we're giving away 2 free tickets. That's 2 free tickets to Wrestle Rage Saturday, the 2nd of November, to Civic Melrose Park Civic Center. So let's bring on Trevor Blanchard again for another time here. Let's see. Let's get him on over here. See if he pops up on the screen.
Hey, how
you're alive.
You,
how are you doing today? Good, buddy. Thanks for coming back on again, buddy. Where are you right now?
I'm actually in the Bellows in a conference room in Sarasota Airport. I work for Southwest Airlines down here, so got a little bit of time before my next flight comes in. So
there you go. So what do you do?
Sling bags, push airplanes out. Fun stuff.
So how is Sarasota, Florida? Obviously, didn't get hit by nothing, did it? It's pretty safe over there now.
Yeah, it was pretty bad a couple of weeks ago with Milton, but businesses are opening up along the barrier islands, Siesta Key, Key Largo, Anna Maria Island, Holmes Beach, all along the Gulf. They're slowly opening, but unfortunately, some of the businesses are not going to be able to recover. And then there's restaurants that are not restaurants, but actually homes that were actually disintegrated from the wind and the storm surge and everything. So yeah, it's going to be a little while before everything gets.
It's a little scary because I know it happened 2 years ago too. And I remember Sanibel Island was like completely gone. And then Fort Myers is still recovering from the last storm and hurricane. And I'm knowing that a lot of people are are moving. They're trying to leave Florida because of all this happening. And of course, just to live there now with the flood insurance and everything it's getting pretty pricey, Trevor, right?
Yes, it is. But, all things considered, you're inconvenienced for 10 maybe 12 days out of the year. Otherwise, it's sunny and warm here. We'll get some rain here, spotty rain here and there. But
what about the bugs? Someone said there's a lot of bugs. They don't bother you. Me. That's good.
No.
Well, thank you. We hope everything goes better and Florida gets back to running again, folks. We heard from different parts of Florida, but we appreciate it. I know you don't have a lot of time. So we got Wrestle Rage 22 coming. POW Entertainment brings you at the Melrose Park Civic Center. Trevor, are you going to be wrestling at this too as well?
No. We do have Rage Reaction, which is in Fox Lake on, I believe, December 7th. I will be lacing up the boots that night for the annual Zebra Kid Memorial Battle Royal. But yeah, as far as Wrestle Rage, I'm just going to be there, helping out with the show and seeing a bunch of friends and family and also the fans that are coming to the longest running promotion in Illinois, POW Entertainment, and we are not going to disappoint with this show. One of the matches, Axel Abreu versus Angel De La Sombre. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match. Both of these kids are high flyers, and I look for really. It's going to be one of those matches that people are going to be like, oh, it's really going to be great. Let me tell you
something. You're going to have a big cage match, correct?
Yes. Let me run through the matches real quick here. Yeah. There's a 6-man with Acid Jazz, Marche Rocket, All Day Marche Rocket, and Vic Capri, who also is actually going to be put into the POW Chicago Hall of Fame that night. Vic Capri, he's been wrestling 26 plus years. He wrestled over in Japan, a bunch of different promotions here throughout the Midwest and certain parts of the country. They're going to be facing the Reckoning with Priest, Jason Dukes, and a mystery partner along with their manager, Chris Hedford. Then we have a ladies match. Got to have the girls on the show.
Gotta
Shelley
have the ladies
Benson.
in wrestling, sure.
Shelley
And if you
Shelley
just joined us,
Benson.
folks, if you just joined us, people just listening, we have Trevor Blanchard, folks, POW Entertainment. We're talking about Wrestle Rage 2022 happening November 2nd at the Melrose Park Civic Center. What else you got on that bill?
So Shelley Benson, local trained wrestler. She's going to be taking on Haley Shadows, who is from the Ohio Valley area. I've worked some shows with her in Indiana and in Muncie, Indiana. So that'll be a good matchup. Then we have Disposable Income, Josh Scott and Styling Shane Eaton, along with Tiny, who's 7 feet tall. They're going to be taking on, Tiny's going to be at ringside with them. They're going to be taking on Magnus King, along with his partner, Tommy McCobb, in a tag match. Then you have Paulie Tomaselli, local guy. He's been around 20 years at least, maybe a little bit longer. Great athlete, great performer. He's going to be taking on Mike Morris. And then another match is Trog the Caveman versus AC Hamilton.
All right.
And then the main event is going to be Mason Moran, or not. I'm sorry, Mason Perks. Mason Perks is going to be taking on for the championship. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me get this one real quick. This is for the Midwest title. Falls Count Anywhere match for the POW Midwest Championship. Axel Rico, the champion, versus Will Emery. And then the Mason Perks versus Quinn Whitlock. Whitlock versus the POW heavyweight champion, Kizile, in a steel cage match for the POW heavyweight championship.
Very, very cool. And you got a special guest. Don't you have one of the former WCW, WWF
yes, we
referees?
Do. Former WCW referee Billy Silverman, who worked with WWF, and then along with WCW, he was involved in many matches with Goldberg. He was the referee for the famous finger poke with Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash live on Nitro.
Sure.
Yep. So he's going to be there signing autographs, taking pictures with the fans, and he will be refereeing a match or possibly two that night as well.
Well, that's going to be good. We're talking about Wrestle Rage 2022, ladies and gentlemen. The longest running POW Entertainment is the longest running wrestling. How long is that?
23, 24 years, I believe.
24 years. And it's going to happen Saturday, November 2nd, folks, at the Melrose Park Civic Center. Listen, if you're into wrestling, if you like the pro wrestling, if you like the amateur wrestling, if you like whatever it is, it's all great wrestling. It's fun for the family. And Trevor was kind enough, ladies and gentlemen, to give us away 2 free tickets. So if anybody's interested, it will be at the Melrose Park Civic Center Saturday, November 22nd. All you got to do is private message me, and I will let Trevor know to put your name on the list. 2 free tickets if they want to come to the event. What's the cost on that on November 2nd?
Well, the front row is sold out. Second row is sold out as well. We have about maybe 130 or less tickets available for the show, and it's I believe it's 15 in advance, 20 at the door, or 20 in advance, 25 at the door.
You can't beat it, folks. Wrestle Rage 2022. Now, listen, a few years back, I'd have to say 10 years back, I forgot the name of the wrestling company. It was an independent company. They were doing these little shows around town, and this must have been. It was probably a smaller wrestling company. But I always, one of my dreams is to just be a manager one day, to come in and just, with a cane or do something. I always want to do that. And I walked some guy, I forgot the name of the champion, but I was dressed up in the black suit with the cigar, and I had the gloves on, and, and I got to hit the referee with the back. It was very cool. Just a cool thing to do, folks. And because 2 of my idols is Bobby the Brain Heenan, of course, was one of the greatest heel managers, of course, and then the Paulie Paul Heyman back then was Paul Dangerously, but they were just one of the best, and I love those guys.
Yeah.
Trevor, this is great. A couple news real fast. We'll talk about fast. We're talking about Roman Reigns now. It looks like he's going to be not a heel anymore, correct?
Yeah, that's the way it looks like it's going to go.
So Jimmy's back. Now we're just waiting for Jay. I think
Yep.
what's going to happen, I think Jay will come. I don't know. I fell asleep yesterday. I know he fought Steiner, his kid, Brock Breaker.
Brock.
I don't know if he won the championship because I know he was already intercontinental champion, but I don't know if he won the match because I'm thinking if he loses the match, now he has no belt, and now where else he's going to go? He's going to have to join Roman and Jimmy, and come back again to fight the new bloodline.
Solo, and
it's going to be interesting about that. And of course, let's not forget Saturday Night Live Main Event Wrestling is coming back in December. You heard about that, and I heard Jesse the Body, Jesse. What's going on, Big Gene? Yeah. He's coming back as the voice, and of course, we love Jesse the Body. Now, I heard he signed with a Legend concert, so he's Legend contract. So I know he's back with the WWE. I'm excited about that, and it's going to be interesting. One last question, because I know you got to go, buddy. We have another guest coming on. Did you watch the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, and not all of it, but Vince. Everybody knows if you're doing something wrong, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. He knows what he's done. People know that what he's done.
Yeah, but no one's saying anything, and no one's going to rat him out. Of course not. I mean, you know what? I mean, but for all maybe. I mean, I know he's had a bunch of women come out and lawsuits and stuff like that, and we'll see what happens with that. But no matter what anybody says, wrestling would not be wrestling. At least to this, without WWF, without Vince McMahon Sr., but it wouldn't have even been better until Vince McMahon Jr., which he hates being called Jr., now that he's been just dubbed. He made wrestling. I mean, if it wasn't for the brainchild that he has, and how goofy, whatever it is, I think he's fantastic. I like Triple H. I think the new direction is going okay.
Yes.
But if it wasn't for Vince McMahon, there would be no Triple H. There would be no Hulk Hogan. There would be no Goldberg. There would be no nobody. So let's hope and see. But like I said, Richard Hamlin, I know he follows wrestling. Total abuse of power and money. He should be in prison.
True.
But is he going to go to prison? Or if he does, it could be like like Madigan. Like Madigan right now is on.
Yeah.
They both got to be in jail. They both got to be in jail.
Yep.
But whether we'll see how long he stays in jail. Will it be half in jail, half at home?
Yeah.
Who knows?
He'll have an ankle monitor like most of the criminals in Chicago.
An ankle monitor. Yeah. So that's it. But anyway, Trouble Brancher, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Wrestle Rage 22 happening at the Melrose Park Civic Center Saturday, November 2nd. Who wants to go? We got 2 free tickets. All you got to do is private message me, and I'll make sure Trevor knows. It's going to be great, guys. Come on out. $15. The front row is already sold out. The second row is already sold out. So they got about 100 tickets left, folks, and we still got about, a week away. So come on out and support local establishments, local wrestling, POW Entertainment. It's been around a long time, and these guys, guys and gals, are going to want to entertain you. Come out for the fun, bring the kids, bring mom and dad, bring grandparents. They all love it. And all these guys, they want to work. They're working. This is what they do for a living. They're working. They're doing what they're doing. Everybody's trying to get to that next level, but they have to start somewhere. And POW Entertainment's been doing it for over, like Trevor said, over 25 years of putting wrestling in. And I love it. I still watch the wrestlings on Monday, and I watch Monday Raw. I watch SmackDown. I watch AEW on Wednesday, Dynamite. I don't watch Rampage, but I do watch that. So I love it, man. I'm glad. It is family entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
There is a little blood. There is a little blood,
Yeah,
but
sometimes, hey, accidents
that's
happen,
okay.
and it's happened to me, so no
There
big
you
deal.
go. A
But
little blood.
yeah, this show is actually like our WrestleMania. This is the biggest
Yeah,
show of the year.
yeah.
And you're gonna feel the excitement. You're gonna feel it in the air the moment you walk through, because not only the matches, but there's a cage match, and not too many cage matches happen very often. But and then Billy Silverman being there, and I also want to throw a shout out to Armando Vasquez, who is the owner of Las Corolla
Oh,
restaurant. I don't know
sure.
if you ever been there.
Oh, I used to love it. And Joe,
Yeah.
that used to be the owner,
Yes.
Joe used to own it.
Yep. Yep.
What a great place to eat. Fine, great Italian. I know
Yep.
know Joe's wife, Kathy Mondelli, is a very good friend of
Mhm.
mine for many, many years.
Yeah.
Joe was always a great guy.
They
So,
they they're the sponsor that sponsored Billy to bring him in. So we're very thankful for them.
so it's going to be great. Great.
Yep.
Richard Hamlin has
So
a quick question here. What was the name of the wrestling organization Billy Corgan was trying to put together a few years back? Billy Corgan, of course, was the lead, the guy from Smashing Pumpkins.
yeah, there was the Barron brothers were involved. They were a couple of brothers who had some money and stuff, and they claimed that they would never run in a VFW hall, and then lo and behold, they after Billy left, they wound up running VFW halls, or
Okay.
Legion.
Well, yeah,
Legion
you got to
stuff.
start somewhere. At least
But
it's out there, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, but Billy is now owner of the NWA, so. But
Yeah.
yeah, hey Tony, I just want to say thank you. I got to cut it short. I got a plane coming in.
Go
Here
ahead,
pretty
buddy.
soon,
Do what you
so,
got to do. Trevor Blanchard, ladies and
very
gentlemen,
much.
Wrestle Rage 22 live at the Civic Center in Melrose Park, Saturday, November 2nd.
November, a week from Saturday.
November 2nd. And that's where it's at, Ellie. Wrestling match is going to be at the Melrose Park Civic Center. Ellie Weinhardt, why don't you want 2 tickets? We'll get them for you, folks. All right, guys. Have a good one, Trevor. Have a good one, and peace and love, brother. Bye-bye, buddy.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Our good friend Trevor, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Blanchard. You got to love him. And you got to love wrestling. And that's what's important because it's independent and it's fun. Like I said, whoever wants 2 free tickets, please private message me and you'll be able to go. Again, it's called Wrestle Rage 22. It's like the WrestleMania. It's going to be at the Melrose Park Civic Center Saturday, November 2nd. So thank you, our good friend Trevor. Another great sponsor, folks. How about our good friends from Deutsch Power Center, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. And before we bring up our next guest, let's talk about our good friend Mary Griebish, because we're talking about real estate at its finest. And you can't beat real estate. My good friend Mary Griebish, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. She's available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, expired listings. Berkshire Hathaway, Stark Real Estate, M. Griebish at starkre.com, or give her a call at 630-688-1725. That's Mary Griebish, folks. And if you're talking about Mary, then you also have to talk about the Chicago Music Cruise. Everybody, that it's happening. We're excited it's happening. It's going to be happening on March 22nd through March 30th, 2025. And boy, I'm going to tell you, folks, if you missed the one in January, it was fantastic. The whole ship hold over 7,000 people. But this one's going to be the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, Oasis of the Seas, March 22nd to March 30th, 2025. And we're going to start off in Fort Lauderdale, Aruba, Carousel, and Coco Key, Bahamas. Mojo's Jukebox, the Jersey Girls, Tony Ocean, the main event band, Hillbilly Rock Stars, and of course, the main men, Seventh Heaven. It's going to be great. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or better yet, pick up the phone and give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 and tell them, hey, I want to go on the cruise with Ocean and Seventh Heaven. And that's what it's about, folks. It will be a lot of fun, that I promise you. All right. So we got another guest coming up in a few seconds here, folks. Just a couple quick questions, folks. Don't forget, tomorrow, Laura Ocean will be my co-host. on Thursdays. We're going to also give away 2 tickets to Rockin' St. Jude's. It'll be the last 2 tickets we give away for Rockin' St. Jude's, happening on the 24th of November at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles, folks. And it's going to be Heart to Heartbreaker with Diva Montel, with a tribute to Heart and Pet Benatar. Nick Sahajas, of course, with the tribute to Billy Joel and Elton John. Let's not forget also Ocean's Rat Pack, Frank, Dean, and Sammy, yours truly. And, of course, American English with their tribute to the Beatles. We're going to give away 2 tickets tomorrow, Thursday, with co-host. And then Friday, my two guests will be Tim Sheehan and Rick Lindy. Of course, Rick Lindy of the Wild Ones. He's been on the show before. We got a big show coming up on the Wednesday, November 13th at the Tivoli Theater in I'm losing it today, in Downers Grove. There will be my guest, Tim Sheehan, and Rick Lindy on Friday. Very cool. Also, folks, we're talking about baseball. Of course, the New York Yankees playing the Los Angeles Dodgers this Friday, game 1 in LA. One of the great Los Angeles Dodgers pitchers. He started as a rookie, 8-0 wins back in 1981. He died at the age of 60 years old. Fernando Valenzuela, one of the greatest pitchers with the Los Angeles Dodgers, has passed away at the age of 60 years old. So young, and so sad. It really is. All right. So our second guest, ladies and gentlemen, just like I promised, my good friend Deborah. She's been waiting here, so let's get her on.
Hi.
Deborah, are you there? There she is, everybody. Oh, my good friend Deborah. It's great to see you, hon. And ladies and gentlemen, Deborah's got a company she works with called Ageless Evolution. She's a health life coach. She's been doing it for a while, and she's going to talk about some stuff that's very important. Being Native American, which I find it very cool. And I follow the Native American customs, and I do a lot of research on history. But I know that for many, many years, all the medicine that they were using is stuff that people don't know anything about. And, Big Pharma will never accept that. They don't want you to know it. They don't want you to learn it. They don't want you to know nothing about it. They'd rather you go to Big Pharma and pay all these crazy prices. And it's crazy. So, Deborah, you're gonna teach us a little something here, which I think is very important. But first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining. It's dry. All the beautiful colors in the fall leaves. Temperature is nice and crisp, right?
Yeah.
Great day to be alive.
Absolutely, it is. Deborah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Chicago.
Okay. You have a big family?
I do. Actually, I am one of 5 Irish quintuplets because I'm a half-breed. I am half Native American. My tribe is Sioux, which is, we're basically, the Sioux Indians are in the Great Plains. So we're pretty much in the Midwestern states. It's North Dakota, South Dakota, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota.
Do you still have family out in those areas?
I do. So my grandfather, actually, his name was Romaine, and he was the first generation to become civilized, so to speak, as far as moving away from the reservation, which was in South Dakota.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you been to any of these reservations?
I was when I was a little girl. Yes. My grandfather, all of us kids, with my father. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I usually go to some of those places. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just so horrible, everything they went through. And I'm so happy that they finally, years later, they finally got these casinos and got, it's never going to take back of everything horrible that happened to the Native Americans all in history. And I go to the reservation sometimes. I try to bring clothes. I try to bring stuff, whatever I can do to help. I think it's very important. But I'm glad you're here. Tell us a little bit how you got involved with Ageless Evolution.
Okay, so Ageless Evolution is my company, and I specialize in helping men and women aged 40 and over to be able to rejuvenate from the inside out naturally so that you can feel better, look better, and live your best quality life. And it's done naturally, like I said. I grew up being Native American with my grandparents and my father, learning about the fact that we embrace Mother Nature. And so basically, we look at Mother Nature as being a relative, if you will. And there's a very strong spiritual connection that we respect. Whenever we are on the land, we always leave it better than when we found it. I'm way into gardening, and I'm way into herbs and oils and seeds. And then also whole foods, for example. All of these things help all of us at the cellular level to have our body operate optimally. And a saying that I always share with my clients is be kind to your body, and your body will respond in kind, because God created our bodies to be able to heal themselves, to be able to regenerate, and to survive illnesses and diseases. So that's
Well, you know what, Deborah? And that's what you're teaching people how to do, which is fantastic. And you know what? For years, big pharma, as we know, is just, it's amazing to me, and maybe you can answer this, and I mentioned this a few times. There's a package of oatmeal that you buy in the United Kingdom, a name brand.
Mm-hmm.
And you turn it over and you look at the ingredients, and it has two lines. It says wheat or whatever else. Two things are the ingredients on this package in the UK. You take the exact same package in the United States of America, and it looks like an encyclopedia of stuff. Why are they doing? But Deborah, why are they doing this here in the United States of America?
Yeah. So, okay. To get to the basics of this, the foundation. First of all, big pharma is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And for example, I'm not trying to call doctors out. I mean, I feel bad for doctors because, they even control the medical education system. Okay. And so what happens is, they know what they know because they paid this money or they got their grant scholarships, whatever, to get that medical education. But what Big Pharma does is they provide incentives, to all of these doctors and clinics to be able to provide, number one, the prescribed meds. And then, of course, although there's the vaccination end of it as well. The problem that we have in this country is that Big Pharma, of course, is in partnership with our government.
Yes, our government.
They're also in partnership with the lending institution. So, for example, what a lot of people may not understand or realize is that you take your U.S. farmer, right? And by the way, the farms are getting bought out like you wouldn't believe by the Chinese here in America.
Correct.
By corporations.
And we're letting it happen. And this regime is letting it happen. We need to stop that.
And so basically, it's rare to, percentage-wise, it's rare to find, a family-operated farm exclusively these days. And what happens is when a farmer does go to the bank to be able to get a loan, there is nothing short of a novel of documentation that they are required to sign to get approved for the loan, which basically, paraphrasing, says you must use GMOs, herbicides, pesticides. And the intent is to be able to promote mass production. And I can just tell you that in my lifetime, and I'm in the same club as you are, darling, as far as
there you go. Right? Yeah.
So I've been long enough, to observe, and this is what I've always had an interest, because what I have observed is that people in my family, friends of mine, people in the community where I was growing up, if they had an illness, and they went to the doctor. They'd be prescribed medication. They might be required to take some vaccinations. But long story short, my observation is that they never got better. Okay. And actually, many times there were detrimental side effects to the medication or to the vaccination that they received. So they were certainly not better off. And basically, what we have here today is we have a sick care industry. We don't have a health care industry because, first of all, just the way that they operate, everything is reactive. It's not proactive unless you have the opportunity to see, for example, like a naturopathic or an alternative restorative integrated physician. And the shame in that is that the insurance companies, and don't even get me started about that. I'm trying to form a coalition against the insurance companies, literally in Congress, because they don't give people the opportunity of choice to be able to be treated holistically. And therefore, people have to end up spending money out of their own pocket. It's not covered by the insurance at all, if that's how they prefer to be treated. And the people that are interested in that, of course, are in the know. They've already tried the various types of medications, and the vaccinations, etc. And they have come to realize that it is not helping them. People with things every day that we hear about, whether you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, which means you have, elevated blood sugar levels. Okay. Those people can have those conditions reversed naturally. But, our insurance system and big pharma doesn't want them to be healing. They just want them to be treated, which means that they will never progress. They will not heal, as they otherwise would be capable of doing. And so this is
it's
why.
Almost like, yeah, you're right. It's almost like you call your doctor. I'm not still feeling good. Just give them another dose or give them another dose. It's almost like they just want to keep putting a Band-Aid on it. So you have to keep going back every 6 months because something is. I mean, it's just horrible. They over medicate people, I believe, and some of these older people and people in general, they trust their doctors. I believe, Deborah, that sometimes the doctors want to give you probably another choice, but they're forced not to. Is that what you're also saying?
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, anyone, who has any type of health concern, it's always good to get at least a second opinion. That would be my first advice. Okay. But basically, what we're fighting today, every single one of us, is inflammation, toxins, and stress. And this is all, internally at the cellular level. And so basically, that's what we really need to be addressing. Well, there aren't pharmaceuticals out there that are really going to help you with that without the detrimental side effects. And by the way, speaking of pharmaceuticals, this is, what I want people to understand is that pharmaceuticals, there are cases where they are starting with using a holistic property, okay? Like botanicals, for example, from the plant. Yeah. Okay. So they start out the correct way, but what they do, it's much like with the farming procedures, okay, is they convert the molecular structure from the botanicals, for example, and they turn it into synthetic so that, it will, number one, work faster, and number two, and this is very important, see, the FDA cannot patent natural plants, botanicals. They cannot. Okay. Uh-huh. So this is what happens. That's why, whenever you pick up even something over the counter at a Walgreens or a CVS, for example, and there'll be that disclaimer on the bottom and it'll say, not FDA approved. Okay. And unfortunately for people who are not enlightened, that's scary to them. But the truth is, scary to them. The FDA, just doesn't include, they don't incorporate the natural supplements, for example, okay, in the FDA guidelines. They just won't And that's because they can't make the money off of it like they can with the molecularly changed, converted compounds that they're creating with their pharmaceuticals. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's very scary the way things are going. Absolutely. But Deborah, with what you're trying to do with the health life and teach people, can you give us a little example that some people can do right now? Maybe something over the counter or something that you reckon naturally that they can buy just to help you with certain things. Like, for instance, what if you got high blood pressure? What would you recommend?
Okay, so high blood pressure. The first thing is that you want to be able to try to unclog or clear your arteries. Okay.
Okay.
And so one of the easiest ways to do that is with nitric oxide. Okay. And so, for example, beets. Okay.
Beets.
Yes, exactly. Beets.
So that would be the pill, or would that be the pill or the actual natural or the juice or the liquid?
Well, and that's a great question. Thank you for asking that, Tony. So what I do want to clarify is whenever you take something that is in liquid form, whether it's an IV, like when you're in the hospital and they put an IV in you, they're doing that because that is the most efficient way for whatever it is that they're giving you for your body to absorb. It's
Correct.
the most bioavailable form if you're getting it through an IV or you're taking it orally, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you do have the pill form as well. And that will still work. It's just going to take a little bit longer, for your body to absorb. And see, that's the thing about, when you're talking about natural herbs, and supplements and oils and seeds, what you want to do is you want to allow some time. And it could be different for every person because we are all different. We all have different DNA, and it's just like, some of us, we have, certain tastes, and some of us have certain sensitivities. And you can have sensitivities, to herbs, or oils or seeds as well. Okay. So I do want to put that out there. It's not like we're exempt from that. But basically, my focus is that I work with my clients to be able to have them transform or convert their lifestyle. And what I mean by that is this: start eating whole foods, try to, reduce or wherever possible, eliminate processed foods. So whole foods versus processed foods. Okay. Also, you want to try to significantly reduce your refined sugar. Okay.
Yes.
Cancer, for example. Okay. And this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October, which is why I'm wearing pink.
Pink,
and I'm
absolutely.
a survivor. My survivor bracelet. So,
So you were a cancer survivor?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I've never published it publicly. There are, a few friends, that I've shared it with. But yes, I did survive.
You just shared it now. You just shared it now. So I appreciate. Thank you for doing that here. And I think people, reason why we have different people on, and you guys, you're always just trying to bring some good things into this for people that are listening. And some people, like you said, they see FDA not approved. Well, I can't have this because FDA says it's no good. So I can't, it's not approved. I can't have it. But just like you said, if you come with your procedure, is that something they have to come to? It's almost like they're coming to you for an oil change, right? You want to get rid of everything and try to get everything different. So like you said, build it up better. But why do you think, Deborah, a lot of people don't do that?
Well, first of all, everybody's needs are different. Everybody has their own reason, their own goals. But I would say, on average, and this is both with men and with women, is I would say the number one thing at the top that I hear more consistently is energy. People just say, goodness gracious, where did my energy go? I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to be able to stay out all night, and sing and dance, party, and I could get by and go to work the next morning early, on maybe just a few hours of sleep,
But that's
And,
because we were also younger, though. We were younger, though, too.
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up to you, is the fact that, and that's why I focus on people that are 40 and over, because it is a physiological fact that as we get older, things do change, for sure. Okay, so like I mentioned about the blood vessels, cleaning them. Hey, if you're over 40 years old, yeah, you need to clean your blood vessels. They are clogged. Okay, there is plaque that has developed, and ideally you want to be able to get those cleared out. Our liver. I mean, many of us, end up with an overworked liver, and there are very simple ways that you can address these concerns naturally.
Stop drinking booze. That might be one of them. Stop drinking Jack Daniels. That might help.
What's interesting actually is statistics show that for women, 1 drink a day, and for men 2. So there you have it. You still got your advantage. You get to drink twice as much.
Yeah. Deborah, is it true? I'm going to throw a couple things out you. How important? What about fish oil? Is that important to take every day?
Okay, so fish oil is important. In fact, basically, my core list of support is protein, probiotics, antioxidant support, fish oil. Or let's put it this way. I don't want to say fish oil, Tony, actually. Okay, I know you called it that. Omega-3s is what I'm going to call it. Omega-3s, okay?
That's it.
And then also vitamins and minerals. Now, for example, with the vitamins and minerals, does that mean that everybody should take a multivitamin, every single day? No. For example, even with myself, I target my supplementation, very specifically. Okay. So, for example, turmeric, which is curcuminoids at 95%.
Yeah, sure.
That's amazing. So these are the things. And basically, here's what I do. Okay. I blend both Western and Eastern cultures for healing. Okay. There is a time and a place, when people do want to be able to, or not that they want to, but that it is recommended for their survival to have surgery and to have medications, that may be required as a result of that. For example, if you're going to have surgery, you're going to get anesthesia, right? Hello?
Right. Yeah, absolutely right.
And then they're going to give you probably an anti-nausea medication, because one of the side effects of anesthesia for many people is that you will vomit, so they want to try to keep that. But, I blend, both cultures with my healing. Okay. So for myself, I've studied TCM, which is traditional Chinese medicine. Okay. I have my background with regard to Native American healing. And speaking of which, I do want to mention this because this is something very simple that every single person can do. And that is take your shoes off and go in your front yard or your backyard, or if you're at a park, let's say you're at the dog park, okay?
Yeah.
And if you can't be on grass, soil, or sand, then you could be on concrete. But many people have heard the term hug a tree, and that's actually literal. Hug a tree, okay? Because what happens is our bodies are made of positive electrons, okay? And the earth, Mother Earth, holds negative. So, for example, I'm a mother of 4 kids, okay? Sorry about that. And when my children, if they've been, fed and burped and changed, all of, the considerations have been taken care of, okay? And they're still cranky. And sometimes, as we know, it's because they're tired. Okay. I would take them, I would swaddle them, okay, in front of me. When they got older, then I had them in the backpack in back of me. And I would just go out to my yard barefoot and I would walk around every single time, Tony. magic. It worked. They would be calmed down. And I did have a child who was colicky, by the way. So something simple as that. And you think about surfers, okay? You know, like
Okay.
those that California or Australia, you know. And if you've ever wondered, you know, wow, why are those surfers so chill? You know what I mean? They're just like so calm and cool and collected, and
Yeah.
they don't worry in the world, and all they want to do is surf. Well, Tony, that's another way that you can get grounded with Mother Nature. I'm saying grounding, but actually the term that we use as Native Americans is earthing. Okay, I'm working.
Earthing, and I've seen that all the time. I never really knew what it meant until you're just telling me. And you know, I do that a lot, to be honest with you. I do go my shoes off and I walk out on the grass. I do that all the time. I think it's a great feeling. I think it's important. I didn't realize all this, how important it really is. This earthing, it makes a lot of sense. Deborah, maybe someone else just asked me.
If you're
go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you're gardening, I just want to mention, because again, that's something that many people do. And even here in the Midwest in the spring and the summer, and thank God this year in the fall, my rose bushes are looking still glorious. But yeah, gardening, you know, so if you can put your hands, not with gloves, your bare hands, your bare feet into the soil or the grass, like I pick my weeds by hand. Okay. And so if you can do your hands or your feet with direct contact, without socks or shoes or gloves, you know, into sand, if you're at the beach, okay, or soil or grass, you know, and if you don't have that available to you, water, okay. But water, I'm not talking a swimming pool where they've got all those chemicals, you know.
Yeah, you're talking about spring water. Even when I'm fishing, I wash my hands sometimes in that water. I mean, I know what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. Speaking of water, KJ says, do you know benefits of something called crystal water? It comes in a glass container. What's your opinion on that? Do you recommend that?
I am aware of it. And, you know, the whole concept is, my husband sending me a note, and apparently he didn't hear me already disclose the fact that I am a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, breast cancer survivor.
By holistic means. Thank you.
God bless, man. That's so good to know. Well, you know what, Deborah, you're talking about all this stuff, being a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor, especially for the women out there and everything that you're trying to teach. If they want to use your services, how would they go about that? What do they call? Was there something they can look at? What would you recommend?
Sure. First, I'll answer, I guess, TJ's question about the crystal water. So, yes, I am aware of it. I am not a user of it personally, but I have done the research, and by all means, if you happen to be in an area where, for example, maybe you're on well water, you know, and sometimes that water is not the best tasting, and nor is it the best smelling. Okay.
Right.
You know, that's definitely a good option to consider. You know, but yeah, there's filtered water, you know, hydrogen is actually the most important method as far as being able to have the water really get, you know, into that cellular level and have a positive effect for hydration. Also, by the way, when your cells are hydrated, then they talk to each other, they communicate with each other, because they actually do. And they will do that much more effectively. So your body will be more responsive to whatever you're trying to do. And here's the bottom line. If you are focusing on whole foods versus processed foods, if you're focusing on reducing your sugar versus everything that sugar is in, and, you know, Lord have mercy, it's in just about everything that we eat and drink these days. And even if it's not defined as sugar, there are sugar alcohols, okay? That, you know, you really have to be careful of. And for example, cancer, and I'm focusing on it because of, you know, this is the month, you know, that it gets attention, out of 12. And, you know, cancer feeds on sugar. I want people to know that. And not just that, but your immunity, okay? Your immune support, you know, that you have inherently in your body, so that it fights off the colds and the flus, etc. Okay,
Yeah.
upper respiratory issues. All right, sugar. This is sad to say, but sugar will affect your immune support system by 50%. In other words, you're losing 50% of your immunity when you are
Eating a lot of sugar.
In excess. I want to get out because we all will have sugar.
Yeah.
The key thing that I do like to try to tell people to help them is, the first, awareness is moderation. So whatever you're doing, just don't be excessive.
I think it's very important. Everything in moderation. I mean, that saying's been for many, many years, and it makes a lot of sense. We are actually out of time, Deborah. So can we it's 101. Can you give us, if they want to, because I think a lot of people would love to know more about this, and maybe you can get some new clients here. Give me a number or something if you want to talk to our good friend Deborah and find out more at Ageless Evolutions, as she is a life coach. Deborah, what's the website and what's a number they can call?
Okay, so they can call my cell phone, which is 331-551-2189. They can call me, they can text me. I do have a Facebook business page under the name of my business, which is Ageless Evolution.
Okay.
Health and Life Coach, LLC. All right. But as far as the website, I had a website for years, and I'm actually in the transformation right now for technology, because what I want to do is I'm going to be launching next year in January an app.
There you go. See, I think that's going to help a lot of people, folks. Or simple folks, the number again, one more time. Can you call the number one more time again, Deborah, is?
Sure. First of all, my full name is Deborah Bankhart, or on my personal Facebook page, it's Deborah Decker Bankhart, because Decker is my maiden name. And, my family is important, so I like to keep it.
Absolutely.
So, and plus my other, 4 siblings that are all with me. I told you, see, my mother's from Ireland.
Okay.
My father is from South Dakota.
Okay. So you got a little bit of both over there. Marion, what you could do, Marion, why don't you private message Deborah, and she can give you some more information. You guys can have some more time to talk. But you can also, like I said, go to her Facebook page. Private message Deborah. It's very important. I think you guys we can all learn something new from this. And I do appreciate your time, folks. We are way out of time. Deborah, please give my best to Ronnie B. Of course, if everybody don't know that Deborah is married to Ronnie B. Elvis, of course, and they do a little show together. Ronnie's, of course, a great Elvis impersonator and a good friend and a great fisherman. So Deborah is even a better fisherman. I think Deborah's catching more fish than Ron is. Whatever it is.
Wait a minute here, man. All the what day it is, okay, brother?
There you go. They love to go fishing. But guys, we are way past the time. It's 1:05. Guys, again, I want to thank Trevor Blanchard very much. But before we go, we got 2 more sponsors still. Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Buy local, shop local. Mike and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. For all your collision auto repair needs, go to crashchampions.com. And let's not forget my good buddy Jack Vena for bush trimming, spring and fall cleanup, monthly maintenance, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, installation, and they've been servicing the North Shore for 44 years. That's Jack Vena Landscaping, 847-432-5266. Guys, we'll also remember it's birthdays coming up again. There's Deborah's card. And like I said, please, guys, just private message her. It's that simple, folks. And again, she'll be able to help you out with everything that you guys need. But if you can, just one more time, Deborah, what is the phone number? Because we're getting like 5 or 6 people. One more time, what is the phone number?
331
331
551.
Wait, 331-551?
Right. 2189.
2189. Okay, folks. So if you want to get Lilia, Marion, everybody that's looking to get a hold of Deborah, give her a call at 331-551-2189 or private message me and I will send you the number, or better yet, private message Deborah and get some healing, man, because I think it's going to be a good thing. I think we can all need. We need it, folks. Guys, real fast, we have birthdays for Wednesday, October 22nd. Kenny Loggins turned 76 years old. Dawn Wells, you remember Dawn Wells? That was Marianne on the Gilligan's Island. George Wett from Cheers. Anthony Santangelo from Trico. Anthony, great job today. Happy birthday, buddy. Peter Criss, formerly of Kiss, 78 years old. Burt Young, of course, great actor, 74. Eminem turns 52 years old today. John Candy, Faye Dunaway, Mark from Seventh Heaven. Happy birthday, Mark. Louis Guzman, Ziggy Marley, Michael Bolton, Richard Carpenter of the Carpenters, Tom Petty. Oh, we got all birthdays today. God bless. Jimmy Nichols, former member of the Beatles for like 3 days, 85 years old. Helen Hunt, Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, Eric Faulkner, Bay City Rollers, and Kamala Harris's birthday today at 60 years old. I didn't even know why I mentioned her name. It was horrible. Anyway, folks, we got to go. Tomorrow, Positano is in Oak Brook. Friday, Chicago Prime. Saturday, Tiburon Division. And Sunday, I think Deborah and Ronnie might be at the Josie Awards. Are you guys going this year?
Tony, one thing I want to say real quick. She beat cancer homeopathically and holistically. When she went back for checkups, none of the stuff they wanted to do, the chemo, the this, the radiation. She said, no. I'm going to take care of it the way that I'm going. That's what I was trying to get to her. And she did it herself.
And you know what? And then you guys might be able to too, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you need to talk to Deborah a little bit more and find out what she did to cure herself, her breast cancer, folks, without big pharma. I think that's very important. Deborah, thank you much for your time. Ronnie, thank you too, buddy. Thank you, my good buddy Trevor Blanchard. Wrestle Rage 22 this next Saturday. That's November 2nd at the Melrose Park Civic Center. Guys, we got to go. Tomorrow, Laura Ocean will be in the house, and Friday, Tim Sheehan and Rick Lindy. We have a big show coming up at the Tivoli Theater, November 13th. Guys, buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment, support everybody. Be kind, be good, and thank you, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local. I'm sorry we're going late, folks. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. God bless you, everybody. In the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Deborah, thank you. Ronnie, thank you. Guys, we got to go, everybody. Have a great day. See you tomorrow with Laura Ocean. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day. God bless you.